Hi, Sandra Lennington here from Coach Academy, Inc. Welcome to Become a Certified Coach. This is the place where you turn your passion to profit while helping and serving people. I am really excited because we're about to start a new class in April. So I'm really happy you're here to check out coaching and to decide if maybe this is a way you would like to go. Today I'm going to tell you how you can be a certified coach by the end of the summer. I'm not kidding. And you don't need to spend a king's ransom to do it. It's not that expensive, and you don't have to spend all your time, all your hours. It's something that you can kind of do as you will, but the benefits are incredible. This webinar is meant to really give you a quick start to taking action towards your dream of being a successful life coach, a career coach, an executive coach, or a corporate coach. Now, even if you don't think you're in the right place and prepared at this moment to start taking action, perhaps because you feel you need to keep your current job position or you're not even sure that you want to be a coach, I strongly encourage you to get the information you need and also especially to follow your heart. I started taking action long before it was time for me to get started in coaching. As a matter of fact, I went out a couple of years before I even took my first coaching course, and I had business cards made up that I was going to be an addictions recovery coach. And sure enough, it was a couple of years after that I even went and got my coach training. So you're in the right place at all times. Just know that. You are in the right place if you really want to learn how to effectively empower, inspire, and motivate people to achieve greatness. You're in the right place if helping people is your passion. If you would love to work from home and set your own hours, you're in the right place. If it's time for you to expand your income sources. If you want to get accredited and certified and do what you love to do. And finally, you are in the right place if you desire to be self-employed, work from home, and want to enjoy being well paid. So welcome to coaching.
Some of the topics that we're going to cover today are why coaching at all? Why would you become a coach? What's in it? What are the benefits? Why now? Is coaching for me? And why this particular program? And then what is your first step if you decide that you want to go forward? So before I talk about why coaching, I want to talk a little bit about why now. I saw this weekend a gentleman by the name of Daniel Pink who was interviewed by Oprah. He has a book, A Whole New Mind, and he talks about the concept of entrepreneurs and the entrepreneurial mind. And this, I think, is so relevant because in this time of economic downturn and people are all panicked and freaked out about the times and how awful it is, these times are the times that entrepreneurs can take advantage of. This is a huge transition time not only in our country but in the whole world. This is a time for you to really evaluate where you are in your life. Are you doing what you want? Are you really living? Are you loving what you're doing? Do you really matter? These are the questions, actually, that a fellow coach, Brendan Burchard, speaks of frequently. And it really touched my heart to hear those three questions. He says, you know what, when you die, there's only three questions that you'll have. Did I live? Did I love? Did I matter? And these three questions are really at the heart of coaching. To put it really simply, coaching is simply a facilitation of change. So a coach is somebody who facilitates change. And there is also, and we'll talk about this a little bit further along, or actually maybe what I'll just quickly touch on it, the whole issue of certification. I just want to speak briefly about the fact that coaching, you really, right now in most states and around the world, do not need any kind of certification, just so you know. However, there are several places that grant certification. Our program specifically is IICS, the International Institute of Coaching Studies, which is where I got my certification. These programs are okayed and approved by the ICF, which is International Coaching Federation. However, if all these initials and names don't mean anything to you, just kind of let anything that I say that gets a little complicated or sounds like, why do I need to know that? Just let that pass over. But for people who are actually looking for certification, it can be important for a couple of reasons. Your clients may want to know that you're trained and certified. Being able to tell them that you're certified may help them trust you more. But probably the bigger reason to be certified is that you know that you've got the training and that you feel confident in your skills and in what you're doing. I think probably that's the bigger issue. I've taken some training with Kristen Michelson, another renowned and wonderful coach, who really speaks about the certification not really mattering. And in some respects, he's right in the sense that, you know what, somebody who comes to you who is confused or distracted or discouraged or needs to change and make a change, that person doesn't care if you have anything after your name, as long as that person knows, likes, and trusts you, and you would get a connection with that person. That connection or rapport that a coach establishes with his or her client is paramount. And that's what is going to be really important for that client going forward, because what that client wants is change. And the coach, as I said, will facilitate change. The ICF, and I'm going to just give you a definition by the ICF as to what coaching is. Professional coaching is an ongoing professional relationship that helps people produce extraordinary results in their lives, careers, businesses, or organizations. Through the process of coaching, clients deepen their learning, improve their performance, and enhance their quality of life. So in each meeting, the client chooses the focus of the conversation while the coach listens and contributes observations and questions. And just as an addendum, most of the talking done in coaching is done by the client, number one. And number two, most of the talking done in a session by a coach is mostly questions or maybe clarification, but it's mostly questioning. So the interaction then creates clarity and moves the client into action. And coaching accelerates the client's progress, again, facilitating change, as we talked about before, by providing greater focus and awareness of choice. Coaching concentrates on where the clients are now and what they're willing to do to get to where they want to be in the future. So that's kind of like the basic overview. Now let's delve into why coaching is going to be something that you would love to do. What are some of the benefits, in other words, of coaching, of a coaching practice, of a coaching career? Number one is fulfillment. With coaching as a career, you get to influence people's lives in important ways each and every day. In other words, you get to matter to people. You get to make a difference. coaching people facing challenges and participating in their achievements will bring a joy of accomplishment and fulfillment that is so amazing. It's just an absolute natural high. I'm thinking right now as I just sit here of some of the people that I've coached just recently. One person just went from just being like totally lost, not knowing which direction to go, wanting a new career. And today I see this person having graduated from our coaching course. As a matter of fact, she was actually my first graduate, and is now taking her Reiki skills and making a coaching business, doing classes and teaching and instructing. She's just an amazing, amazing woman, as all coaches are. The second benefit is self-growth. So part of your job is to lead an amazing life. I mean, what more could you ask for? If you love to learn and grow, this is really good news. You'll have the privilege of learning new tools and information. You learn about communication. We'll learn about psychology, about mastering your psychology, about human behavior, intimacy, relationships, science of mind. There's incredible mind science going on, neuroscience, and how the pathways in the brain can be retrained. And I mean, it's just incredibly exciting. So growing in these areas yourself will keep your coaching fresh and fun and enjoyable. There's a real sense of joy in learning new ways to interact with yourself and with other people. Third, passion. Coaching draws on a variety of your talents. So you choose a niche or like a group of people that you really want to focus on, about which you feel intense passion. In my case, for example, it was addiction recovery. I'm in recovery myself, been in recovery for a long time. And there's nothing that gives me more joy than to be able to be present and be there and share my journey with other people on that same journey. So in addition to assisting people who need your knowledge and can benefit from your skill, and those skills can be anything from nursing or business or, it's an endless. You can manifest your passion in many ways. So, for example, you could write a book or speak to groups or organize seminars, teach classes by phone or the web, work with clients one-on-one. The modes of expressing your passion are endless. 4, entrepreneurial and visionary. As a coach, you're on the leading edge of the technology of human development, happiness, achievement, and success. You get to co-create products and classes, as well as collaborate with clients to create magnificent lives with them. There's a special sense of being part of the creative process, a part of the ongoing creation of awareness, growth, and discovery. And just speaking of visionary and art, I know another woman who is using her art in her coaching and is working with teenagers in a really effective way. Number 5 is variety. As a coach, you can specialize in an amazing variety of niches. Additionally, you can coach your client in a variety of areas of his or her life, whether it be finances, business life, relationships. The list is endless. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the many areas of coaching. And just to know, if you start, for example, if you're working on addiction issues, I'm just going to use my own example. Let's say you're working specifically on recovery issues with somebody. That does not mean that you don't ever get into like financial coaching or relationship coaching or all of the other aspects. So just because you choose one niche doesn't like keep you kind of stuck in a certain, as it were. So there's life coaching, there's executive coaching, business coaching, sales coaching, spiritual coaching, parent coaching, career coaching, wellness coaching, and within those areas, then there are any number of areas that you can coach. I'm just going to give you a partial list of some that are areas that you can coach in. Confidence and self-esteem is a big one. And part of that would be about feeling good about yourself, having no room for self-doubt, getting to know new people and being confident in social situations. There's a lot of people out there with social anxiety disorder or SAD who need coaching and encouragement and help as to actually how do you interact with people without being totally freaked out. Also speaking confidently in front of groups. There's career coaching is another example. Knowing which job is right for you, for example, moving on to a better job or performing better on the job that you're in, earning a promotion, starting your own business. Another area is relationships, learning to be coaching to be a good listener or working through problems with a partner, how to sail smoothly through tough times, building stronger bonds in relationships. Another area is, I think that could actually even be a separate area, but it goes under relationships, is the whole area of forgiveness. What is forgiveness? How do you do it? When is it okay? When is it not? Is it ever not okay? What does it mean to forgive? Another area is communication. How to communicate with anyone, for example, talking to strangers, how to get your point across effectively. Here's a huge one, health and losing weight. Improving your health, reducing stress, following a healthy eating pattern, sticking to an exercise plan. Those are all kind of like subtopics under that major area of health and losing weight. There's also dreams and achievement, which is kind of like not one of the major ones, but you could, if you're interested in dreams and dream work, there's plenty of people out there who would like to be coached on how to deal with their dreams, achievement, how to have more energy and always be ready for more. There's money and finance. That's an extremely important one, especially now with the economy the way it is. Many people are getting downsized and having financial problems. I have some friends who have lost their house. I've had friends who've been threatened with a house loss, and just dealing with that whole area, which can be so stressful. How to earn more money, how to save more money, working out budgets and following them. And last example would be getting what you want in life, becoming more organized, getting rid of barriers and negative thinking, managing your time more effectively, discovering your values in life, clear the clutter that you're engulfed in. And more you see stories today of those hoarders, those people who have house full of stuff that they can't even like walk through their front room or get into the house almost. So there's an incredible need out there. Number six benefit for coaching is empowerment. As a coach, you own your own business. You're responsible. That could be good news and bad news, by the way. And, You're responsible for your choices, which is wonderful. And with responsibility, there comes freedom. It's up to you who you want to work with, where you want to live. I'm so happy about the fact, and we'll talk a little bit about flexibility in the next topic, but the next benefit. You get to choose when you vacation, how many clients you want, how long your sessions run, how much you charge for your work, how you'll coach, and how much work you wish to do. So number 7 is flexibility. As a coach, you can live a really flexible life. You can travel at a moment's notice, since you can work from anywhere in the world. Your hours are very flexible. Flexibility also is possible in delivery options. I want to actually backtrack a little bit before I talk about delivery options. In flexibility, all you need pretty much is a telephone, unless you're doing coaching clients face-to-face, which most people aren't, although it's absolutely possible if that's the way you like doing it, if that's your choice, to do people face-to-face. That's absolutely wonderful. The flexibility to travel for me has been a godsend because I've got a mother who lives in Connecticut, whom I visit frequently. My brother is up there. We are currently in Florida, but we also spend most of our time in California. So to be able to pick up everything and to put it, a computer and a phone and walk away, get on an airplane and fly, as long as I've got an internet connection, I'm good to go. And actually, technically, I can get by with just a phone if worse came to worse. So it's pretty amazing to have that kind of flexibility. Obviously not something that you would ever have in a corporate job or in any kind of job in the real world, where you have to report at certain hours, and et cetera, et cetera. So as I mentioned before, then flexibility can also be possible in the delivery options. You could choose to coach via phone, as we talked about, or in person. You can lead seminars or classroom-based coaching. Some people actually work for businesses as well as like an internal coach, which is another possibility. And I have to say, coaching is really exploding. So it's a business that is going to do nothing but grow, at least I would guess, for the next 10 years. So anyway, you get to change it up, and the choice is pretty much yours. Number 8 is financial security. You become the arbiter of how much you make. You can determine how much to charge. There are countless ways to monetize your business, from ebooks to products you can sell to webinars you can charge for, as well as seminars, courses, classroom-based training. You can record and sell your sessions via MP3 files or CDs, do DVDs. The better and more you work, the more you can charge for your coaching. So I'm just going to quickly run through some really popular money-making options. One is the obvious one, just one-on-one personal coaching, which is by the month. You can also coach through emails, although I have to say I don't know anybody who really does that. So it's usually either over the phone, on Skype, or even face-to-face. Or you could get a group and do group coaching in person or on the phone. Again, this could be by the month. We are currently, for example, putting together a coaching group. Obviously, this will be a coaching group, and I'll tell you a little bit about our program at the end, about the opportunity to join this group to become a certified coach and take your life to the next level. But you can also do group coaching. We're going to put together a program for weight loss, and that's going to be a group program. I personally enjoy group programs a lot more than one-on-one, and that's just my personal preference. What I love about group coaching is you get so much energy, input, and so many new ideas that kind of can take your class in kind of down interesting roads and just exploring different things, and it's just so rich to be able to hear other people's experience and to bounce your experience off someone else's experience and just to make that connection with other people. It's an awesome experience. Of course, there's teleclasses, which just take place over the phone. You can just use a conference phone and chat with any number of people at a time. You can do that on Skype as well, or you can have a room like Incentel Seminar, which is what this one is. There are also free webinar services out there, so you can do webinars that way. You can charge for those as well. You could license your program as intellectual property. You can mentor other coaches. Obviously, that's for someone who's an established coach and has a certain amount of name and fame in the coaching industry. But you can make a lot of money by training and mentoring other coaches. Delivering keynotes and speeches. You could either get paid for this or use this opportunity to build new contacts and spread the word around about you and the life coaching industry. You could sell or offer assessments. There's Myers-Briggs, there's SDI Online. There are a lot of assessments out there. And as a matter of fact, when you take this class, I will give you an assessment that you can use with your clients. As well as in the class, you receive lots and lots of assessments for different areas, financial assessments, a whole new you, how to change. There's all kinds of assessments that will be made available to you just through taking the class to become a certified coach. So you can write and sell a book. I published my first book this year on Amazon, so I'm kind of pretty happy about that. It was kind of a dream of mine to do that and really fun. You can also write and sell an ebook, and of course those are extremely popular now as well. You can conduct local seminars and workshops. Again, this would probably be in a room in a local college, or you could even do it in Santa Cruz, where we spend most of our summers and fall. There's a coffee shop that has rooms available that you can just take a few people in there, or if you had a bigger group, you can just rent a room. There's a lot of ways of doing that. You could start a new company, start an unrelated company, and implement all that you learn as a coach, because this all this information will be useful to you in putting together any company. Or lastly, you could set up a portal membership site. Number 9, you have job security as a coach. People need coaching. And as your own boss, no one can fire you. So if one type of work doesn't work for you, there are many other options. And the work environment is continually changing, allowing you to move into new and exciting areas. For example, years ago, there was no internet. Now the internet has become a way to connect with clients across the world or around the block. Therefore, you can always expand into a new area. Number 10, the sky is the limit, and this is sort of along the same lines. There are just unlimited opportunities for learning, development, and advancement. The exciting part about coaching is that you get to continue to grow, learn, and express yourself and share your growth by supporting others. This allows an ever-opening path leading to more and more abundance in your life, as well as an ever-opening opportunities to new avenues to pursue purposeful living. Number 11, service to others. Your work will influence the world at large in ways that you can only imagine right now. And there are many ways that you can't imagine it. As a coach, you support your client in making changes to his or her life, and that support for change has repercussions that influence all the people in his or her circle. So just think of it, and on and on. So assisting others to change, you're actually influencing probably thousands, maybe even millions of people. It's kind of like throwing a pebble into a pool of water, and you just see those rings. They just go out and out and out as they touch the next person, and that next person touches the next person and the next person, and on. So it's a pretty amazing thought. And lastly is enjoyment or happiness. Part of your job is to have, as I said, an amazing life. So take a look again and know that if you choose this amazing life, you will experience joy beyond your wildest dreams. So are you ready to make a commitment to your own dreams? I hope so, if the time is right. So let's take a look now. And we spoke about coaches facilitating change. So I'm going to just cover like 5 areas of where clients make changes and how coaches like kind of help with that. So I'm going to look at it from the problem solution. So the problem is confusion, a client who maybe doesn't know where he or she is going, feeling lost, doesn't know what the next step should be. And the coach helps clarify your direction. So you go from confusion to clarity. The coach goes, the coach may too, actually, because you'll find, I'm glad I said that, because you'll actually find in your coaching that you get changed as well. So it is absolutely true that in this process, the client does go from confusion to clarity. And the coach, you as the coach also, just because you're participating with that client, also experience the same thing in your life. So you get a double bonus. You get a benefit both ways. The second one, this is one of my favorites because this is one of my biggest challenges, one of my biggest problems. It's called the BSO syndrome. It's called bright, shiny object. It's like you start doing one thing and you're so excited about it, and 2 seconds later, oh my gosh, there's that thing over there, and I've got to absolutely do that. And you have a tendency to go off in a different direction. So you get distracted easily, and clients are the same way. So why do they need a coach? The coach will help keep them on track and accountable. How does a coach do that? By helping to optimize their inner and their outer environment. And what do I mean by inner and outer environment? So by the inner environment, what I'm talking about is your psychology, how to handle those fears, the anxiety that comes in. In our program, you will learn how to deal with these, what to do with a client who's experiencing this. And yes, for yourself, you will also get to practice skills and learn techniques and tools that allow you to keep that client and keep yourself on track. The outer environment, most people don't really talk about this. There's a lot of talk about inner environment and not so much about the outer environment. But you know what? That is absolutely as important, I think, as your inner environment. What your desk looks like, for example. Do you have stuff spread all over the place? Do you have to come in and look for a half an hour to find a piece of paper, or on your computer? Same thing. What does that outer environment look like? And also we talk about with the outer environment, what kinds of people are in your environment? Are they Danny Downers, or are they supportive? Do they help you? Are they people who you really need or want in your life? All of that's part of your outer environment. For example, let's take a real coaching example out of weight loss. For example, weight loss coaching. How important is it when you have that craving for a snack that you don't have to just walk in the kitchen and open the cabinet and pull out a Twinkie or whatever your particular craving is about, ice cream, whatever. How much more difficult is it? How much better chance would you have if that stuff was not in your house, for example, and you had that craving? How much better would that be? That will give you that pause, just that time to be able to think, okay, I don't have it. Is there something else? And just it puts a break, it puts a stop to kind of what can be a habit pattern, because a lot of eating can be out of habit. I get that the inner environment is so crucial also in eating and in especially emotional eating, and that's something that a coach deals with as well. But the outer environment also plays a role. Number 3, delay, procrastination, fear of moving forward, for example. Knowing that you should do something and not doing it is a problem that many people, clients, will have. And a coach is there to help them activate an action plan. One way to move that person forward and start them is to take that action plan. You have a goal, for example. Maybe that goal is just too big. I've found as a coach that what is really, really helpful is what we call chunking, is to make teeny-weeny steps so that the client can get a sense of success. So you break that goal down. Again, let's go to the weight loss thing. Let's say, for example, you wanted to lose 10 pounds. And that's not even maybe that big of a goal. But you know what? It's a heck of a lot easier to think about losing a half a pound or a pound, you know? If I stay focused on that, how much more likely am I to be able to get there? And once I get there, just that sense of success, that sense of having done it, I did this, that motivates me to go, okay, I'm going to do it again because it feels good. And what I found in my life, I don't know how you work, but, you know, it's great to have goals and things and have the quote reasons. But for me, a lot of it's just about what makes me feel good. And maybe I'm just a sucker for feel good. I don't know. But it is so motivating to be able to accomplish something. I'm thinking, I want to give you another example out of my life. I joined Toastmasters a couple of years ago, and I was so afraid to go and speak at Toastmasters because I had all these excuses. I don't know what to talk about. I can't remember all the things you have to do. It's too hard. It has to be in a certain time limit, and I can't remember to even look to see if I'm on time. It just was so much. Anyway, I finally did it last week, and it felt so good just to do it. It wasn't that big of a speech. I just got to the point where I did it. But now that I did that one, I go like, okay, I'm ready to do the next one. So I'm going to sign up right away and do the next one. So that's what I mean by just chunking and doing a little bit, and then that will carry you forward to the next little bit. That's a little bit about action plans. And in the I'm not going to go into that. You'll learn all about that when you get to class. So anyway, the fourth problem that clients can have is they get discouraged. They may be making progress. You may have lost maybe 5 pounds, and pretty soon you start getting discouraged, and then you go, oh, this is too hard. Oh, I'm not going to be able to do it, so I'm just going to procrastinate a little bit. Maybe I'll just take a little hiatus here. I'm going to stop doing this plan for a while. I'll get back to it later. Anyway, you end up not dealing with the challenges. And where does a coach come in? A coach will really be there to help you challenge those roadblocks and to show you the way through. A coach provides encouragement and helps to keep you going and accountable, as we talked about before. And the fifth area where a coach can be helpful is if, for example, a client is lacking a skill in a certain area, whether it be communication, for example, maybe the person, let's say a dating coach, and the person does not know how to start up a conversation with, if it's a guy, for example, with a woman. How do I meet them? What do I do? So a relationship coach would work, that would be an area that would be your goal, and that coach would help teach that person, or if that coach doesn't even necessarily have to teach the person, but show the person where the person could go. For example, it might go to a networking group or go somewhere, brainstorm where they could go, or on the other hand, it's possible that that relationship coach does have those skills and is able to maybe role play with that client, for example, would be an example of how that would work. So that is that. They help you hone your skills. And when you hone your skills, then you get to be confident. So The question is, do you have what it takes to be a coach? So this is like a little quiz that you can do, that you can take. I'm not sure if you're able to read this or not, whether the slide is big enough for you to be able to see this. So I'm going to just read it to you. So people come to you for support and guidance. And what you do is with this, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to send you, anybody who's registered for this, I will send you the link to get this. Actually, here's a better idea. It's right over on the website at CoachAcademyInc.com, and you just sign up for the Become a Coach book. It's up at the top of the website, and you just put in your name and your email, and it's in the book, this quiz. So I'll just briefly go through some of these things, and you can just, at the time right now, just think, are you willing to put aside your needs and ambitions in the interest of helping others? Number 3, can you easily build rapport with people? And again, this is a skill that can be learned. Actually, all of these are skills that can be learned. So you don't need to be like a number 10 on all of these. And I have to tell you, as I read this number 3 question, that was an area that I really had a lot of difficulty with for a long time. It took practice of just like walking up to people and introducing myself to them before I got to feel comfortable with it. So number 4, be able to recognize that every individual is different and appreciate that. So this is not, coaching is not about changing people to be the way you think they should be. So if that's a problem for you, then coaching may not be for you. So these are important questions to actually take a look at and really be honest with. So people tell me that I'm a good listener is number 5. And that is really important for coaching. You really need to be able to put yourself aside and really listen. And again, we'll have a whole module about listening. Number 6, I'm very particular about standing by my sense of values and acting with integrity. So it's really important that you have integrity and that you not try and force somebody that you be honest. Not only honest in the cash register sense, but I'm talking here about integrity in the sense of really being true to yourself. In other words, it's important that you be honest with a client, for example. Number 7, I think I have a sixth sense of good intuition. What I would call this, number 7, would be more empathy. Are you able to put yourself in someone else's shoes? Number 8, though I'm not precisely where I want to be in life, I feel fairly balanced. And I'm consistently working on my own personal growth. Number 9, one of the goals in my life is to become an independent coach with my own business. That's pretty self-explanatory. I am willing to dedicate myself to learn as much as I can about coaching and marketing. And by marketing, when you get to the business part of this, in case you have a fear of marketing, don't really worry about that, because what I consider marketing really is no more than really educating your client. So that's just a way for you to take a look and see if you have some of those skills. So those skills are really important. And as I said, most of them can be learned. So you don't really need to be too concerned about, if you're not like a 10. I'm certainly not a 10 on all of them for sure. So that's the fun part about coaching, actually, is just that you get to keep growing. So I want to just include some recommendations from some people who've already gone through the program, and this one is from a good friend of mine. Personally, I find that the support available within the International Institute of Coaching Studies is truly above and beyond what I'd ever thought it would be. The information from this wonderful training and bank of reserves is extraordinarily valuable for self as well as clients. And there's lots of handouts that you can give to clients, and we keep adding to all of those handouts and all of those resources daily. So it's not something that where you come in the program and then you graduate and you're gone. And just speaking of that now, I just want to speak about that, because once you join the program and once you've completed your training, well, you don't even need to have gone through it, but once you have joined, you are then able to just keep taking classes and coming back and taking those classes. I want to just talk a little bit about the structure of the program. It's another recommendation from Kelly Kemp, who's not currently gone through the class and is actually now teaching in the class. There are several teachers, but I want to just talk a little bit about the program in general so you see how it works. It's, as I said, it's ICF-approved program for certification, which means that the hours that you spend here you can use to get your ICF certification, again, if that's an issue to you. If none of that makes any sense to you, just ignore it, because it really doesn't. It doesn't have to happen, and it's just an option. So you will have a mentor coach in the program, and that would be me. The Student Center is available to you, access to an amazing library of articles, assessment tools, coaching tools, all of your paperwork that you're going to use with your clients. And once you join, as I said, you can continue ongoing support for as long as you want or need it. So here's how it works. You call in each week. It's a local phone number. The calls are recorded, so if you miss it, it actually would be a program pretty similar to like what we're doing now. With people involved, you'll have a mentor coach, as I said, but also a buddy coach to practice what we're doing, what we're learning. Each week you receive a lesson and all the supporting files for it, so you get to practice. And I just want to say that before I even graduated, I had 4 clients already. So the cost of the program alone, you probably can get clients. You can get clients whenever you want to, essentially. But it's definitely well worthwhile. And what's included then is 10 weeks of the specific coaching class, like all of the areas that we talked about, those 5 areas, how to deal with all those 5 areas. There's 4 hours of practicum. There's 6 weeks of business, how to build your business, which is incredible. It's about marketing, how to figure out what your message is, how to figure out what your market is, how to figure out what your mission is, and then how to attract clients, how to mentor your clients, and how to monetize your business. So it is an amazing course. And the cost is only $697, which is a pretty amazing price. You can go and sign up now, or if you have questions and want to talk to me, my name is Sandra Lennington. Let me go back here to, Sandra Lennington. At CoachAcademyInc.com. You can call me toll-free at 888-490-4600. There's also email. You can email me from the site as well, or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Coach Academy Inc. Or SandraLennington.com. So it has been an absolute pleasure to be with you. I hope to see many of you in class. And as one of my mentor coaches says, people need to be coached. Let's coach them. So goodbye for now, and I hope to see you in class.
Yes.
Yeah, you were able to get them, yeah.
I did. I listened to the complete presentation.
Oh,
which
my
was,
gosh.
Oh, it was just so awesome. I tell you, I cannot believe that this training has been about one of the best training that I've ever taken. It has been awesome, and yesterday's was very good. I'm just thankful that I have taken this.
So tell me, what did you find most useful, just for my...
Well, just really getting started where you always give so much great information. Let's just say, for instance, you talked the marketing plan. Mm-hmm. I've heard people say, building their business, and then they say, then I want to launch my marketing plan. Mm-hmm. And so it just really outlined, how you can get your marketing plan going, the things that you should do. A lot of it I knew, but the outline was great. And then you give the links that you give. That just really will, I believe, is going to put me ahead of the game to know a lot of those links. You gave one on thatselfgrowth.com. I had never heard of that.
Yeah.
I went in that site, and I was like, this is really great here. So some of the things that you're going to teach, like, the Facebook, that people actually do, they're doing teleseminars on that.
Right, yes.
So, it would be an additional fee. Because in order I can ask you a question. So I thought this has really been about the best investment of my money in a very long time for any training that I have taken. And that's just really, honestly,